Halloween is coming up. It's October. And so I want to talk to you about how to handle your dogs and babies and toddlers during Halloween time. It can be a lot of fun as a family holiday, but there are some things to be careful of, and I think of them as the 3 C's, the letter C. Number 1, the first C stands, of course, for candy. Kids get a lot of candy during Halloween, and I think a lot of children like to come home with a bag full of candy and dump it out on the floor and go over it. This can be fun for kids. It can be potentially dangerous for dogs. One of the most important things to watch out for is something called xylitol, which is a synthetic sweetener that is added to many packaged foods. It's spelled Xylitol, xylitol. It can be lethal for dogs. It is very dangerous, and it appears in many candy bars and that sort of thing. So be very careful about that. Really a good idea to keep your dog away from floors full of candy, packaged candy or not. Chocolate is another thing that can be harmful for dogs. So if the children are going to spread their candies out on the floor, that's a good time for the dog to be somewhere else. Number 2C is costumes. Kids have a good time dressing up. They like costumes. They often wear masks. And this can be really unsettling to dogs. When you have a mask on your face, the dog can't see your face, and that can be frightening to the dog. This is why some dogs get really stressed when you take their picture, because you put the camera up in front of your face and your face looks different to the dog. And dogs often don't understand that, and they can get frightened by that. And when you have children dressing up and looking different than they do normally, this is something that can frighten dogs or stress them so they don't know how to react. So that's something else to be careful of. Perhaps putting the costume on a little bit at a time before Halloween comes and watching your dog to see how the dog reacts. Or if the dog is fearful, just keeping the dog out of the way when your children are in costume. The 3rd C is children. And while even dogs who love children may enjoy having a few children around, on Halloween, if you're doing trick-or-treat, there may be crowds of children coming to your house over and over again. The kids are excited, their voices are shrill, they may all be talking at once, they may be crowding over to get to the dog, to the door where the dog is. So that can be really stressful for your dog. So my best suggestion is that if you're going to do trick-or-treating at your house and you're going to open your house to children coming for trick-or-treating, that is a good time for the dog to be away from there, perhaps in another room with a nice chew toy or a frozen Kong. If you want to look up frozen treats, there are other videos on this channel showing you how to do some very simple but fun frozen treats for your dog that will take him a while to eat. So those are 3 things to be careful of when it comes to Halloween. It's a good holiday for kids, fun for children, often not so much fun for dogs. And you really want to be careful that your dog doesn't get so stressed that he may start either barking at the children or becoming very fearful. And it's also a good idea not to let your dog have direct contact with children that are coming for trick-or-treating, because that can go sour pretty quickly. So I hope you have a great holiday and keep everybody safe and have a good time with it. So happy Halloween.